Hello there, this is your favorite host, MagnaFaith, and of course, you're on the MagnaFaith show. We are right here at the Nigerian Embassy in Washington, D.C., in the United States of America. And of course, we're having a town hall meeting for Nigerians in the diaspora here in Washington, D.C. And with me is the young gentleman.
Are Adebola Ajayi.
Yes, so Mr. Ajayi, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Myself, I was born and raised in Lagos, but I've been in the US since 1973. I went to Howard University, 2 degrees, and I practice architecture here.
Oh, amazing. So are you a part of the NIDO body?
Yeah, a member.
Or you're a member
Yeah.
of NIDO. So what's your opinion of the effectiveness of NIDO within the Nigerian community, or not just Nigerian community, but the African immigrant community here in the United States of America, and of course I'm at home.
Of course, they've been very effective. So effective that my wife is one of the cheerleader of NIDO. I'm sure you saw her earlier.
Right. Oh, doctor.
Darlene.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that was your wife, but amazing. Thank you very much for all of your work and your effort to move Nigeria as a nation forward. So tell me, what were your expectations prior to this meeting?
I was directly part of the planning group indirectly. We were expecting lot of crowd, but I'm satisfied with the turnover. The turnover that we have.
Right. So what are your projections in the coming year?
Probably a forum like this should attract at least 250 people to fill this place and overflow. But the information needs to get out that NIDO is doing wonderful things, and we just have to spread the word. Well, I think you are doing a wonderful job, seriously. Especially when you say media owned by women, very few are available in this country. So you'll probably be our next Oprah.
Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. But of
Yeah.
course, we do need your support to move this mission forward. We are for you. We're for NIDO. We're for the Nigerians in the diaspora, and not against the Nigerians in the diaspora. And we are for positivity, not negativity. We believe that in every situation, there's always hope for a new day. Anything can turn around within a blip of a second. So thank you very much for being on the MagnaFaith show. And I want you to look into the camera and say bye to the MagnaFaith show crew.
Bye. Have a pleasant time.
Thank you. Hello there. This is your favorite host, MagnaFaith, and of course, you're on the MagnaFaith show. We're right here at the Nigerian Embassy in Washington, D.C., in the United States of America. With me is legal advisor for NIDO,
Yes, NIDO Maryland.
NIDO Maryland, not NIDO USA.
NIDO Maryland.
Okay, NIDO Maryland, and of course, it's an absolute pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Ma'am, I did listen to your session and I was quite impressed that you talked about the very important issue within the African or Nigerian immigrant community here in the United States of America. So, do you want to reiterate what you talked about inside?
Yeah, I was just advising everybody that if you know anybody who's coming into the United States, it's very, very, very important that as soon as they enter, if they have any intentions of adjusting the status, going to school, doing anything at all, they cannot become an illegal immigrant by overstaying their legal visas, And that's very important because once that happens, then nothing can be done. So once you get into the country, information is power. You have to empower. We have to empower ourselves as a people, not just people that are just getting in, but also people that are already in here. For example, you have friends or family members that are attorneys, engineers, lawyers. You come into a new place, you want to stay. You need the right kind of people to quickly steer you in the right direction so that you can do the needful for yourself in a legal manner and in a timely manner so that your time is not wasted. My name is Ajoke Ibrahim.
Ajoke Ibrahim.
Yes.
Someone actually nicknamed me that. Ajoke
Oh.
Arike. Right? That's like an Oriki, right?
It is.
Right. So now, on a more serious note, let's talk about what your expectations were prior to the meeting.
Well, prior to the meeting, my expectations were that I would come here, as a Nigerian at the embassy, and we would address issues that really, really concerns us here in the diaspora, things that we need to talk about: education, empowerment in the business area, in the professional field as individuals, and My expectations were met, they were fairly met.
Right. With regards to attendance, were you disappointed?
Yes, I was very, very disappointed because here's the thing. We need information, right? And here we are giving this free information to people. If you want to come to my office to consult with me, you have to pay $3.50 an hour for me to listen to you. But then, giving back to the community, trying to empower people, and then you broadcast it, it's out there. Awareness has been created that there will be this town hall meeting.
In what capacity?
um, Awareness was created by NIDO Maryland,
In what capacity?
all the social medias, LinkedIn, Facebook, news, different Sahara, different mediums were used to kind of put this out there so people would know this is not the first event. And I must say that it's very mind-boggling why we as Nigerians in the diaspora don't take time to go and empower ourselves, get information. Then at least you make informed decisions. I've been a part of NIDO for a while. We had a health drive. You know, the turnout was so concerning. I mean, health drive where free eye checks were being given, blood pressure being drawn, insurance information being given. The State Department was there to teach people how to get health care benefit, even if you don't have the money to do it. But people won't come out. The food bank was there, giving away, just free food and free things, because people wouldn't come out.
Right. So whilst we were in the meeting, I did hear someone state that the issue in Nigeria is actually not corruption, but a psychological illness. People are not particularly interested in, getting information. Now, with that being said, if NIDO as a body is not able to curb this or contain this issue here in diaspora, how will Nigeria move forward as a nation? Because now you're talking about millions of people. Here it's just we have different chapters, different districts, and I believe that NIDO has different board directors or teams that are working actively with the Nigerian community in all of the states. If they're unable to address this particular issue, how then can a nation address this issue?
So, first of all, you have to realize that Nigeria is not made up of the buildings and the trees and all that. It's the people.
Right.
We are Nigerians, right? So, it's up to us to do what we need to do. Okay? So, as a people, I think the biggest challenge is really the culture that we have,
Okay.
and the psychological, I don't know, atmosphere that we
process.
grew up. And it's because I don't understand why we're reluctant to take information, yet we want things to work right.
Well, how can we
you know?
change this?
So it has to start person by person. So and everybody's got to do their part. So for me, for example, it's my crusade. How do I start? Everything that I do, for me as a person, I speak for myself. It's all driven by my faith in God. And I am very thankful for all that He has done for me. So I give back. How do I give back? I serve in the area of teen ministry because I feel very strongly that the youth are the future. So if we can impact one at a time, a little at a time, and begin to redirect the mindset and begin to encourage people to always have an open mind and be proactive and very involved, it starts with you,
What
your
do you
person.
think? Okay, sorry, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Round up.
So that's it basically. So it's not about how can Nigeria change our leaders. It starts a person at a time.
But is everyone afforded the opportunity and the privilege to have the knowledge that you have, or the upbringing, and of course the culture that has been imbibed in you right from cradle, from the roots? Has everyone been afforded that opportunity, that platform, to be educated, to be informed, and to be taught, to uphold these values that you uphold today? And if not, how do we now then help them?
Okay, so it's, life, there are variables everywhere, right?
Right.
So I cannot say that everybody has been afforded. But then what does that mean? It's relevant. At the end of the day, if anything is going to be, if it's going to be, it would be up to that person. We recreate, we re-educate. You open your mind, you take in information, you educate yourself, and you evolve. The only constant thing about life is changes.
Right.
So it's not about yes, the culture has a lot to do with it, but you have to retrain your mind. You have to be open. You have to. That's why we get education.
Right.
That's why we empower ourselves with information. What do
Right.
you do with it when you get it?
Right.
Right. So I don't think it's really. Of course, upbringing matters and all that matters. What I'm trying to say is that you have to continue to evolve yourself.
Very well.
You have to be very proactive. You have to be engaged, and you have to be honest with yourself. You know,
Right.
whoever you are, whatever knowledge you've got you where you are today. To get to the next level, one needs to get into you. You need
Right.
to open your mind, be inspired, educate yourself, do something
Develop
about
yourself,
it.
right.
Yes,
That's
and don't,
profound.
yeah. It's all about that.
That's profound. And while I was talking to one of the attendees of the town hall meeting, one of them did state that you can only change if you know there's a need for change. I, for one, like you stated earlier, which of course, again, I'm repeating that, but all that you said is profound because that's what we need. And we need for this kind of talk to be out there. We need for people to hear more of what you're talking about because then alone can they see themselves and say, hey, I need to correct this or I need to correct that. It was people that came here and said, hey, I had a preconceived notion or a perception of the body NIDO. And when I walked into the meeting, I was changed. I was transformed. I felt like, wow, I was missing out on a lot, but should they not have been afforded the opportunity to attend this meeting, perhaps they would never have, So what you're saying is imperative. But now, how do you think that we can encourage our community, besides organizing programs like this and hoping that they show up? How do you think, as being the legal advisor for this great organization that is making such an impact, within the African immigrant community, not only in the United States of America, but of course around the world, how do you think that we can come about this, this push, this change, this transformation?
Just by doing what we're doing. We keep talking about it. It's a crusade. We don't stop. We keep talking, we keep educating, we keep giving of ourselves